I was drinking advanced CG and some of it went down the wrong pipe, so let's see if I can finish this video before I have to choke. There are no new things in the shop as far as I'm aware. I went through the whole thing, and there's nothing terribly rare, so it's just one of those days. If you want to catch up and buy any of the things you missed and you want to use code Mista at your checkout, you are more than welcome, in fact, encouraged to do so. Otherwise, if you want to be featured on the channel using code Mista at your checkout, give me a little ping in Discord. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. I streamed to save the world today for 4 hours, so Twitch link down below if you guys ever want to catch one of those. You hear that sound that's not happening? I have fully fixed my computer temperature issues. I'm not going to get on too much about it, but I installed a 360 radiator and it's so freaking quiet and my temps are so good. The stream went great. It was good. That's a lot of weeks of stress resolved, and I'm feeling good about it. So that's where I'm at. Dungeon Daily is the Grotto, which is one of the more interesting dungeons. It's big, it's easy to get lost, and the bosses are really hard at the end. So have fun. I'm not saying that sarcastically. I like a good challenge. It's a Trap Llamas are available today. If you don't have every trap in the game legendary, then this is a good llama to go ahead and check out. Load up your game, see if you got lucky, and thank you for the last minute join. No, I didn't do it. I was prepared to get through this entire video without anybody helping me with Ventures, so I appreciate you hopping in. 4x drops the rain in the 23-4 player in Ventures. Then I want to get to the 46 zone. One of these is notable. It's this one right here. Okay, vacuum 2 backs is not who I was looking for. Chain lightning on this, really, really strong. I was looking at Colonel Wildcat. She's in the 108. 4x Eye of the Storm in the 58. 4-player mission, and then we're going to check the 4x's as we go along. 4x reperk in the 46 and 58 4-player missions. Looks like we got a couple of decent ones. Reperk is good. You know, you always need more of it. I might have just said perk up. I don't care. 4x lightning the bottle in the 108. 4-player, and then, yeah. I want to mention, where is she? Yeah, I saw her. I was just staring at it. Why does this keep happening? Is it like a T-Rex? Do I have motion blindness? If I'm not clicking around the map, am I just blind? What the heck? I was looking for the wrong type of mission. Colonel Wildcat reduces your Warcry cooldown. Good hero to have. Not like good throughout the... Well, maybe throughout the early game when you don't have that many options, because Warcry goes from like, you might as well spec into it, so you use it for a bit, and then it's really not worth a perk because it's not an ability on its own, and then you get to the end game, where if you can stack up all the heroes necessary to cut the Warcry cooldown as far as it'll go, you can build, I think I always have one set up, yeah, over here. You can build a loadout like this one, where you have 3 heroes that are all for your Warcry and Happy Holidays. It's ridiculous. But if you can stack them all together, this loadout will more than triple the mag size of your rocket launchers. I need to show this again. I haven't ran this loadout since maybe like the vacuum, or maybe the V6 launcher on my channel. I don't know. 4x lightning about on the 144 player. When I get back into the swing of recording videos, I'll have to cover these things. I want to mention before we move on, God, these missions are hiding from me today. It's the back over here. Legendary Survivor number 1 out of 3 available today. And before I forget, the other one is right here in the launch the rocket. We should get a ride the rocket mission though. I'm not gonna lie. I think that'd be pretty good. Anyway, Legendary Survivor number 2 out of 3. And then in the category 3 over here, Gas Trap, Great Ceiling Trap. Love pointing those out. We have a double legendary over here. Both of these melees are S tier, like straight up. Stormblade, crit, cause an explosion. I mention it every day. I used it today. Vacuum tube sword, chain lightning on this, very strong. Good stuff to grab. You want to go ahead and get those taken care of if you don't have them yet. 4x lightning ball in the 144 player, 4x reperk, and 369 reperk. Nice. In the 144 players. And thank you again for joining. He was playing on the stream earlier today. So yeah, it feels like a different day because I paused my stream to like go and get lunch, grocery shopping, hang out for a bit, clean up my mess from my computer upgrade yesterday. And then I'm home still to make my video, so it's weird. Like I streamed earlier. I always go till shop. It's strange to like pause and live a life for a second. 4x reperk in the 82 4 player. Yeah, I had to go to the grocery store and I was gonna do it yesterday and then I just forgot. I just forgot. You know how that goes. 4x perk up in the 116 4 player, so it had to happen, and I was hungry. So double legendary in the 116 zone. Neither of these weapons are exceptional. Vacuum tube sniper shoots really fast, kind of like a laser beam. That one's fun to use, especially with like Sub-Zero Zenith, but otherwise, not a weapon I use terribly often. Yeah, 4x perk up in the 116 4 player, 4x lighting a bottle and reperk in the 124 4 player missions. 4x, oh, I thought it was reperk. I got spoofed. I got goofed, everybody. 4x drops a rain and legendary perk up in the 144 player mission, and I don't want to miss it because it's right here. Legendary Survivor number 3 out of 3. It's in an evac, so not the quickest mission ever, but you know, there it is. 5x Eye of the Storm, and that's it for 160s. Yeah, remember the yesterday missions? I pointed them out for being fairly not great. Those are the exact ones I got to run today. It was, I mean, I'll run 160s just for the hero supercharger and the perk up and the frost up. If you just do each of them once, you get a pretty good catch-all of rewards, in my opinion. It's still worth doing if you want the supercharger quest. If you don't know what that quest is, by the way, I got a comment about it yesterday. It's in the description of every single daily video. It covers it. You've got a couple of days to go ahead and pick up this week's, but yeah, I ran all those and I got stuck with them. So, you know, it was worth it. We got it taken care of. Super Shredder in the 58 zone, decent single target weapon, and the trash cannon, excellent for exploding enemies. Usually when you shoot enemies with that, they stop existing. It's pretty nice. Moving on to the 64 zone over here. Upgrade Llama token, 1 of 1 available today. So this is the one you can go ahead and pick up if you're looking for those things. Then, yeah, Broadside in the 70 zone. This trap is excellent, really, really good for damage, but it needs to bounce. The cannonballs bounce, people. They need a wall 1 or 2 tiles away, maybe 3. You're stretching it, but you can maybe get away with that if the map doesn't allow for otherwise. But yeah, the cannonball's got to bounce. Pressure Cutter, great sword. I love pointing this one out because it was shown to me relatively recently in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, that one with like a totally rockin' out build does fairly well. 4x Lightning Bottle in the 28 4-player mission, and then all the way up here in the 46 zone, we got a great double legendary Pressure Cutter again, and the Lightning Pistol is an SMG. It's very strong, very, very high DPS, and expensive to operate, but worth it in my opinion. Now, you'll never see me pointing out the Sawtooth, but it is a power level 9, so if you're a brand new player, this could be your first legendary schematic, or at least a new weapon in your collection book, or something for you to play with. I like pointing out things that are in Stonewood that are legendary, just because, you know, 225 weapon designs just like that is nice to see. That's it. I'm out of here. Not even a stretch to the 8-minute mark. Otherwise, I could gush a bit. I'm so excited. Did I cover this in yesterday's daily? Because I think I had no computer. Did I record a late one? No, that's right. I recorded after my computer upgrade. All right, you get a story time. Never mind. Because I worked on my computer yesterday, completely disassembled it, put it into a brand new case, and that means rebuilding my entire computer. I'm out of practice. It was not a quick process. I know, like, if you're experienced, you know what you're doing, you can build a whole computer from scratch in like 45 minutes. I cannot, and there are a lot of things I had to check and things that went confusingly, but I wanted to make sure I did it right, all right? So it took like 4 hours, all in. I'm talking about like cleanup afterwards as well. So maybe like 2.5 hours actually building, but it worked on the first try. My temperatures are amazing. Let me give you a quick rundown, all right? So I have a 7950X3D. Thermal throttle is like 89 degrees Celsius. That's when it is slowing itself down. You're in the danger zone. So mid 80s is about where I was at when I was playing Fortnite, not even streaming. When I was streaming and everything, we were mid to high 80 degrees Celsius, which means I was basically thermal throttling. That's when like programs are going to start crashing and stuff. On my desktop doing nothing, it was 65 degrees Celsius, 50 to 65. That's hot enough for my fans to be full tilt 24/7. I had to put my computer to sleep when I was in the room. It was that loud. I mean, it's not like a jet engine, but it's loud enough to be, you're like aware of it. You know, it's like turning on a fan. You would hear a desk fan running. So that's bad. And that meant there was no headroom. So, you know, I'd stream Fortnite and thermal throttle. And I think that's where a lot of the issues I had on stream recently came from. Well, I had to upgrade my case to make space for it, as you guys might remember from my story. I went for a 360 rad. So instead of 2 fans, it's 3. It's 3. Here, you pause that image. So it's a lot more spread out. The radiator's a lot bigger physically. That's why I needed a new case. And I barely even hear the fans. I have temperatures as low as 26 degrees Celsius on the desktop, which is way colder than I expected. And today, streaming with Fortnite running and all the things going on, you know, YouTube, whatever, all my programs open for a stream, we got up to a maximum of 71 degrees Celsius. Yes! That is so much better than I expected. I really didn't know what to expect. I don't know. I watched a YouTube video and his temps were worse than mine. Of course, given the winter wonderland going on out there, I am feeding my computer some very cold air. So I might be getting a benefit from my climate here. But yeah, my computer is really quiet now. Like colder than ever before with better temperatures than ever before, which not only means I'm operating day to day at a comfortable temperature, but if I'm running Fortnite, editing a video, maybe I'm editing a second video that day and I'm rendering the first one and my computer's just doing everything because I do all that on stream as well. If we're cooking, it means I can do a lot more on my computer before it thermal throttles itself, which means I can actually get more out of my system. And I'm in a bigger computer case nowadays, which is a lot cleaner, more module. It has more space to do things, so I can work on it more comfortably in the future. And I won't have to take a hammer to my computer like I did last time. So yeah, and I forgot to plug in the case fans, but my temps are completely fine. And if I can just have 4 less fans spinning in my room, that's kind of a plus. I'm not gonna lie, I'm taking that as an advantage. So yeah, I can easily plug those in if hot summer days are demanding more cooling. That's fine, airflow is important, but I've got 2 graphics cards in there that are dual fan each and 3 all-in-one unit fans. So I've got 5 fans plus the power supply. No, I got 7 because counting's hard. 7 fans plus my power supply fan. So that's a lot of airflow already. And I think that is doing a good job because I've been eyeing my temps like a hawk and it's completely fine. So I am extremely happy. Like I expected cooler temps. That's what you would get going from a 240 to a 360, right? But the fact that there's so much heat dispersing happening in the radiator that the fans barely need to spin so that it is noticeably quieter than my computer ever was before, even idle, is a wonderful upgrade. It's a massive relief, and I'm very, very glad that this whole debacle is over. I now have the 3050 swap from my 1060. I got the new all-in-one unit, 360 rad. I got 3 new fans plugged into that, and I got everything moved over to a new case. And I am just very, very happy. Slept like a baby last night, and I'm happy about it. So that's it. Twitching down below, come check out my streams that are now more stable than before, and that puts me in a better mood, which means everybody's happy. So yeah, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go eat some cookies.